All right, so what's going on, everyone? Today we're going to talk about this post on Reddit. You guys can see it. Elon boils over as Tesla owners deface their own cars in protest. Look at the article or the video that is attached to this post. You guys can see that anyone who has Tesla regret of buying a vehicle, they was offering a debadging station to where they could take the emblem off of their Tesla vehicles. How far would this go for the people who once supported Elon to where now they don't want to have anything to do with him? We're going to go ahead and talk about this. We're going to look at some of the posts that some of the people have placed under this subreddit and see what's actually going on with the mind of the people. Now, before I do, welcome to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that like, share, and subscribe for more of my opinions as to what's really going on in the world outside of mainstream media. You guys can see that MSNBC produced this video of people protesting in Seattle, I think it was, of people, you guys can see right here, taking off the Tesla emblems off their cars. It even looks like the owner of this vehicle, if you look at the bottom, it has F Elon. Apparently, people don't want to be associated with Elon anymore, especially after he became more involved in government politics. Now, many people may say Elon bought his way into the government. And maybe he had his own selfish reason as to why he went ahead and bought his way into politics. Because if you've seen anything else on the news or even on social media, there were investigations going on with some of his businesses to where it probably would have hurt him in a sense that he could have been charged with paying billions of dollars back to the United States government. So people are here trying to get rid of any semblance of their attachment to Elon. Not necessarily Tesla. Tesla, the car business, the manufacturer, they have no issues with. But when you become the face, the reputation of Tesla, or of any business for that matter, understand that is the brand. That could be the reason why Tesla really hasn't opted into doing commercials, doing advertisements to sell their vehicles. You're seeing it that probably was the best option for them to do, because what about the man or the woman behind the business? What if they start effing things up? What if they start doing things that doesn't look right and they're harming more people than they are doing good? Let's take a look at some of these comments from this post. He literally made the Cybertruck and the new Model Y badgeless. Somebody else listed a post. He's still a snowflake, and this hurts his poor little feelings. Let's look at another one. Somebody responded with, "This is awesome." Why? Who in their right mind wants to drive that garbage? Now, this is what people are thinking. Where are the people who support Elon? Where are the people who support Teslas, who support EVs? Because there's becoming more and more model cars, electric vehicles that is being put on the streets. So there's a lot of options. You just don't have to buy a Tesla. So if you're a supporter of going clean energy, you have a lot of other options outside of just purchasing the Tesla. And one of the stupidest things I think Tesla is making a mistake is that their cars hasn't changed in design in years. If you're really trying to stay ahead of the competition, if you're trying to stay relevant, you need to come up with different styles of vehicles. And when you ever look at a Tesla, it looks the same. Every year, the model looks the same. It doesn't even change. If anything, it doesn't change much. So people really don't. It's running dry. You can only have so many people be involved in wanting to purchase a Tesla, especially if the styling doesn't change. Somebody responded, "That video is on point." Let's look at the next post. "So bold, so beautiful. I love it. Is that gets under Muskrat's skin." Are you saying that the stable genius did not know that this would happen if he went full rogue on his customer base? Did he go full rogue? What did Elon do once he entered into the government? When he created Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, what happened? Did he start gutting a lot of people's business? I'm sorry. Did he start gutting people's jobs? Yes. Did he go in and mess with a whole lot of the internal systems of private information? Yes. So what did he thought would happen? Did he not think this out? As if while he's in the Oval Office, while he's in the White House, while he's doing press conferences with Trump? If he was a stable genius, did he not think this out? Because now the damage has been done. Somebody also posted, my friend replaced the logos on his Model 3 with BYD logos. This is the Chinese EV maker, BYD. And apparently they've done a fantastic job of selling their vehicles outside of America. Yes, BYD. You probably haven't heard of it because they're not able to sell their cars in America, which gives Elon even more ability to sell Teslas in America. Somebody responded with, next time, stay out of politics. Some people see it as people are just trying to be a little bit precautious because they're trying to get ahead of the crazy people who are keen and spray painting Tesla cars, Cybertrucks. So if they can try to eliminate any suspicion of it being a Tesla, they would rather take that option because Elon has just completely damaged Tesla's brand. Even with the Nazi salute that he did, that will live in infamy. That will be associated with Tesla and any other business that this man will create and do. The Nazi salute. Never seen so many retards in the same place. Somebody responded back to that comment, looking in the mirror again, huh? Again, Tesla owners have been debadging long before the recent events. Right, but a whole lot more are doing it now and not for style. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at a couple more comments. Somebody responded, look at this one right here. Might as well deface your car on social media. It's not like people are rushing to buy used Teslas at the moment anyway. Maybe the raised bait video can earn some cash. So is the resale value on Teslas not good? That's crazy. People don't want to buy Teslas once they get them off the lot. Teslas is losing its pristine image, especially with the Cybertruck. That's probably one of the, I've seen a couple of articles to where they really hit the Cybertruck, probably calling it one of the biggest flops in automotive history. Next one, let's see. So many negative articles right now before investor earnings report drops. I'm sure it's a complete coincidence and definitely not market manipulation. I don't know. Do you think Elon's going to try to capitalize off of the negativity of Tesla stock and come in and purchase more Tesla stock? Or do you think the stock's going to continue to go down? Somebody responded to that comment. Kind of funny to talk about market manipulation when the CEO pretty much used Twitter as a megaphone to promise feature and products which have been anything but vaporware so far. That's one of the biggest issues with the internet. People can always go back and pull invoices and receipts. Elon has been promising full self-driving capability for Tesla models, and a lot of people probably purchased Teslas for that reason, not necessarily because they want to be a clean energy proponent, but they wanted it for the full self-driving, for the innovation. And here it is, years later, and that software is still not available. Crazy, isn't it? Elon seems to be one who just likes to talk and is unable to come forward with the proof of what he's been trying to push to get people to buy Teslas. At some point, your word becomes worthless. That's why your word should always be your bond. If you think that you can do something, say that you can do it, but say it with a high confidence. If it's high probability that it can be done, then say it. We're in a day and time to where you can no longer get away with just talking. You need to show some proof. At least show the investors, show the people who bought your Teslas that this is where we are currently at with the full self-driving capability that we're trying to implement. If you can't do it at all, or if you see that it's impossible to create this software, then you might as well just let it out the bag and just take the hit. And whatever happens to the stock, whatever happens to the sales, you need to pivot and come up with a new strategy on how to bring more people into your car dealerships to buy Teslas then. Somebody responded right there. He don't care because they have paid for them. LOL. Which is true. They've already placed the money in his pockets once they went to the dealership and bought the car. And now they're the ones sitting with these cars that cannot drive on his own. Somebody responded, I feel like Reddit must be in a bubble on this. As Arizona, I still see Teslas everywhere and no one is afraid of their car getting vandalized. Somebody responded, I own a Tesla and live in the Philadelphia suburbs. Every other car is a Tesla and no one is worried or cares about Elon's politics. They're good cars built by great engineers. So you got two people out of all of the comments that we've seen so far on this Reddit post that is feeling pretty good about their Teslas. I'm not going to get into my personal politics, but suffice to say, I live in northern Georgia and it's absolutely crawling with Teslas, even Cybertrucks owned by people of all political stripes. Tiny minority of people that own Teslas happen to be Redditors overreacting to political sideshows and believe that anyone actually cares that what car anyone drives. Hint, if someone in your social circle cares that much about what car you drive, they're not actually your friends and not worth your time. Somebody responded with a ha 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 ha. Now, which side of the aisle are you on? Are you for not debadging your Tesla vehicles? Or are you actually trying to stray away from any association with Elon? Because like you said, I'm indifferent. I think it would have been better for Elon to not associate his brand, his reputation to Tesla. And I think Tesla should have separated itself from Elon to where it would not be impacted the moment that he got involved in politics. That is one reason CEOs play the background. That is one reason why you don't see CEOs of massive Fortune 500 companies all out in front of cameras, because it can destroy the business to where people don't want to come in and buy what you're offering or what you're selling. Elon hasn't learned that lesson. And if he continues to be in the limelight doing crazy antics, it's going to continue to deteriorate the brand of Tesla. That is why some people on the board of Tesla, or even some Tesla investors, are like, he needs to get out. He needs to leave. He needs to remove himself from the board because he is harming Tesla. Think about all of the people, the workers, like they say, great engineers at Tesla. You have people at these car dealerships that's trying to earn a living. You have people who have Tesla stock in their 401ks, in their pension plans. If he continues to go and demoralize himself in the image of society, then Tesla will continually be impacted. Elon needs to get in the back and be quiet and let the people of Tesla show what they're about and continue to put out great vehicles. That's it. That's it. So it comes to, what does Elon value most? Being one of the richest people on the planet in terms of fiat currency, does he want to have power and control and have authority over other things? Or is he really worried about Tesla? Because that is where the disconnect needs to occur. If he's really worried about the businesses that he has established, then he needs to go and focus on that. If he wants to have authority and control in governmental politics, then he needs to focus on that. One man cannot have his hands into so many things, and each and every one of those things that he has his hands in will be successful. But somehow we have a society that thinks that a man can do that. Give me your thoughts. Make sure you maintain profit. And as always, trade different.